All right, today it's lesson 4-6. We are looking at what happens when we have ones or zeros in our division problems. And there's going to be 4 different things that could possibly happen. So that's why I've got my 4 boxes on my paper. So for example, let's take a look. We might have where we're dividing by 1. We might have where I'm dividing by the same number. There's no 1 yet. I might have where I have 0 first. And I might have that. Okay, this one's special. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So basically for this type of problem, remember that we're using our fact families and flipping these problems around to try to figure them out. So basically I'm thinking what number times 1 equals 5? I've completely flipped that problem around. How many groups of 1 does it take to make 5? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many groups did I make? 5. So the answer is going to be 5. Basically, any division problem where you are dividing by 1 is going to leave you with the number that comes first. See that? So for example, if I have 9 divided by 1, the answer, because I'm dividing by 1, is going to be the first number. So 9 divided by 1 is 9. If I have 124 divided by 1, don't get scared of the big number, guys. I'm still just dividing by 1. And so I end up with 124. So that is our basic rule. Any number divided by 1 is equal to that number. Now, let's take a look if the numbers are the same. Okay, so again, let's use our fact family to flip it around. What number times 5 equals 5? How many groups of 5 does it take to make 5? Well, let's make a group of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at 5. How many groups did it take? It only took 1 group. So there is where the 1 is. Okay, you see that? Basically, the rule of this is if I divide by the same number, I get 1. As long as these numbers are the same, the answer is going to be 1. Let's look at a couple of examples again. 10 divided by 10 equals 1. 327 divided by 327 equals 1. Any number in the world divided by itself equals 1. What about these zeros down here? Well, if I have nothing and I try to divide it into 5 groups, how many things are going to be in each group? Well, let's do the fact family thing. Let's flip it around. What number times 5 equals 0? Well, the only way to get 0 in a multiplication problem is to have a 0 as one of the factors in the multiplication problem. So basically, if I'm taking 0 divided by any number in the world, the answer will always be 0. Examples: 0 divided by 7 is 0. 0 divided by 8 is 0. 0 divided by 4,219 equals 0. 0 divided by any number in the world equals 0. Okay. But what about this problem here? This, I told you, is a special one. Let's look at this by flipping it over first using the fact family. So I have what number times 0 equals 5? Is there any number in the world that I can multiply by a 0 to get a 5? Well, we know that if 0 is a product, 0 is a factor, I'm sorry, then the answer is always 0. Is 5 times 0 5? No. Is any number times 0 5? No. This is actually impossible. I know you've maybe felt that way about math problems before, but this time it is truly an impossible math problem. There is no number that I can put in that answer to make this true. We cannot ever have 0 as the number we're dividing by. It doesn't work. There's no number that I can put in there. Okay, so if you ever see something divided by a 0 and the 0 is second, you get to put the word impossible or I can't complete it or my third grade teacher told me you couldn't do that, right? And trust me, your other math teachers will tell you that too. So in summary, we have basically 3 problems we can do and 1 that we can't. If we divide by 1, the answer is always the first number. If we divide by the same number, the answer is always 1. If I divide by, if I have 0 first, divided by any number, the answer is always 0. And if I have the 0 second, that is a problem that is impossible. You cannot do it. All right. It is time to go complete your assignment. Be sure to check for your directions. And thanks for working hard and following along.